Hi boys and girls, I'm trying video recording this using my cell phone, so hopefully this is going to work out for us. If not, then I'll be re-recording it, but I think this should work. We'll see. So up here we need to multiply. I am on page 727. It is still Fido day 17. This is part 2, and I'm on page 727. So the first thing I do whenever I know I have to multiply a fraction and I see there's a whole number is I go through and I put all of my whole numbers over 1. So you're going to see me do that right now. I'm going to put all of my whole numbers on the whole page. On the whole page, you'll see. They're all going to be over 1 the whole way down. Because now I basically will just have 2 fractions, 2 numerators to multiply together, 2 denominators to multiply together. You see that? So on number 2, I'm right up here on number 2, I'm going to multiply on top. 1 times 12 is 12. And on the bottom, 1 times 3 is 3. See how I did that? Improper fraction, I set up my division box. 12 goes in, 3 stays out. How many 3's are in 12? 4, with nothing left over. So 1/3 times 12 over 1 is 4. Let's look at number 3 here. Number 3. On top, multiply my numerators. 1 times 20 is 20. On bottom, 4 times 1 is 4. Improper fraction. 20 goes in, 4 stays out. How many 4's go into 20? 5. Nothing left over. 1/4 times 20 equals 5. And on the last one on the top row, 5 times 18. Well, I don't know my 18s. So I'm going to do a little bit of scratch work here. 8 times 5 is 40. Put down my 0, regroup my 4. 8 times 5 is 1, plus my 4 is 9. So it's 90. 5 times 18 is 90. 6 times 1 is 6. Improper fraction. Let's set it up. 90 goes in. 6 stays out. How many 6's go into 9? That's 1. With 3 left over, bring down my 0, circle my new number. How many 6's go into 30? 5. With nothing left over. So 90 over 6 is 15. So 5, 6 times 18 is 15. Let's move on down the page to number 5. On the top, 1 times 7 is 7. On the bottom, 5 times 1 is 5. Set up our division box. How many 5's go into 7? 1. 1 times 5 is 5. I subtract. I get a remainder of 2. Let's draw our fraction bar. The 2 goes on top, and this 5 goes on the bottom. So 1/5 times 7 is 1 2/5 in simplest form. On to number 6. 2 times 14 on top is 28. 3 times 1 is 3 on the bottom. Set up our division house. 28 goes in, 3 stays out. How many 3's go into 2? None. How many 3's go into 28? 9. That's 27. I get 1 left over. Draw my fraction bar. The 1 goes on top. The 3 goes underneath. So 2/3 times 14 is 9 1/3. And on number 7, 2 times 11 is 22 on top. 5 times 1 is 5 on the bottom. Division box, 22 in, 5 goes out. How many 5's go into 22? 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 22 take away 20, there's a remainder of 2. Draw my fraction bar. 2 goes on top, the remainder. 5 goes on the bottom. 2/5 times 11 is 4 2/5. Next row. 12 times 1 on top is 12. 1 times 6 on bottom is 6. 12 goes in, 6 comes out. How many 6's go into 12? 2, nothing left over. So 12 times 1/6 is 2. Over here, 13 times 2 is 26. 1 times 13 is 13. 26 goes in, 13 stays out. 13 goes into 26 2 times. That's 26 exactly. So 13 times 2/3 is 2. And number 10, 24 times 3. Well, I don't know 24 times 3 off the top of my head. You might. That's good. I get 72. 1 times 4 on the bottom is 4. Let's set up our division box. 72 goes in. 4 stays out. 4 will go into 7 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. Bring down our 2. 4 goes into 32 8 times. That's 32. So 24 times 3/4 is 18. Down here on the bottom, let me move my direction pages over. 5 times 1 on top is 5. 1 times 4 on the bottom is 4. Let's put this into simplest form. 5 goes in, 4 stays out. How many 4's in 5? 1. 1 times 4 is 4. I subtract, I get 1 left over. Draw my fraction bar, put the 1 on top, put the 4 on the bottom. 5/4, which equals 1 1/4. And number 12, 15 times 7. Again, that's one I don't know off by heart, so I'm going to multiply it over here on the side. I get 105 over 10. Set up my division box. 105 goes in, 10 stays out. 10 will not go into 1, but it will go into 10. 10 goes into 10 one time. Nothing left over. Bring down my 5. 10 goes into 5 0 times. 0 times 10 is 0. 5 left over. 5 goes on top. 10 goes on the bottom. Now there's something I know about 5 and 10. I can divide both 5 and 10 by 5. So I end up getting 10. And then 5 divided by 5 on top is 1. 10 divided by 5 on the bottom is 2. 10 1/2. So it's 105 over 10, which is the same as 10 1/2. So 15 times 7/10 is 10 1/2. And the last one on this page, 32 times 5. I don't know that off by heart. It's 160 though. 160 on top. 1 times 6 is 6 on bottom. 160 goes in, 6 goes out. 6 can't go into 1, but it can go into 16. It goes into 16 2 times. That's 12. I subtract and I get 4. I bring down my 0. 6 goes into 46 times. That's 36. I get 4 left over out of 6. Again, I can divide this by 2, and I'm going to erase my scratch work. I usually tell you guys not to, but I need the space. I can divide the 4 and 4/6 by 2, and the 6 and 4/6 by 2. So I have 26 as my whole number. 4 divided by 2 is 2 on top. 6 divided by 2 is 3 on the bottom. So this 32 times 5, 6 equals 166, which is the same as 26 2/3. Take a good look at that one. Number 12 and 13 definitely were the most complicated because not only did you have to put it into a mixed number like all the other ones, but then the fraction could be written in simplest form. So double check yours there. All right, let's turn the page. We've got 2 more to do. Number 14, Arietta is making nacho cheese dip for a party. Hopefully it's a social distancing party. She needs to make 5 batches. How much salsa does she need? So let's look over here. For her nacho cheese dip, she needs a 1/2 cup of salsa for 1 batch. But she wants to make 5. So we're going to do 5 times 1/2 cup. We're going to put that 5 over 1. 5 times 1 on top is 5. 1 times 2 on the bottom is 2. 5 halves. Let's put this into a division box. 2 will go into 5 2 times. That's 4. 1 left over. The 1 goes on top. The 2 goes underneath. So how many cups does she need for her 5 batches? She's better have 2.5 cups. Or else she cannot make 5 batches. And number 5, Maria ate 1/4 of a pizza. If there were 20 slices of pizza, how many slices did Maria eat? So she ate 1/4 of, and another way to do of is to multiply 20. Again, we're going to put 20 over 1 because now we have a numerator and denominator. On top, 1 times 20 is 20. On bottom, 4 times 1 is 4. Set up our division house. 4 goes into 25 times. Nothing left over. So how many slices did she eat? Maria ate 5 slices out of that pizza. Take a look at both of those. I'll zoom out a little bit for you. Okay, boys and girls, your job is to complete pages 729, 730, numbers 1 through 8, and email it to me, amanda.steef@westernbeaver.org. I can't wait to see all the great work you're doing with these. Take care.